Hey everybody, this is Nick Ponte. Welcome to Small Business Saturday Marketing Jam Session. Small Business Saturday, the day after Black Friday. Let me know in the comments below if you can hear me. I'm going to be by myself today. Tom is actually taking his daughter out for her birthday. And I actually just got a really cool picture. I'll show you that in a second. Hey, Tom Jones, how's it going? And I saw your question earlier, Tom. I am going to go into what's included with your elite membership a little later. Hey, Zach, appreciate that. Stacy, I hope everybody had a really awesome Thanksgiving. I had way too much food. And I know right now I'm in Denver still, so it's been a long time for me since I've had a white Christmas or a white Thanksgiving, I should say. And it's been interesting to say the least. I mean, it's really cold, and it's been really cool to get that transition from what I'm used to in Hawaii, which is every Thanksgiving there's always waves, which is kind of odd, right? So it's always a great day for surfing, and I can always remember having the turkey thing going and surfing all day and coming back in and having a big fat turkey sandwich. So this is very different for me, and yeah, but it's been cool. Hey, Michael, you might want to rejoin. Sometimes you have to refresh. If you've already been checked in for notifications to this stream and then I started it, sometimes people have issues and they need to refresh their feed. Cameron Road on the call. How's it going, Cameron? Jacqueline says my long sleeve jumper gives my location away. Yeah, it's been pretty bad. I've been doing my best. And actually, we're headed to Florida tomorrow. I'm going to be taking my nephew and my brother, and we're going to be going to Disney World, which I've never been. So I'm really excited for that. And after that, I actually have a mastermind that I'm going to attend in Florida, in Kissimmee, with Brian Anderson, Joe Troyer, a couple of other people in the industry. So I'm looking forward to that too. I get to tie it in, right? I get to tie in going to Disney, traveling with my family, and also working on my business a bit. So really looking forward to that as well. Ed says, it rained here in San Diego. Hey, Ed, I would have loved to connect with you when we were in San Diego a few weeks ago, and we will be back there. So next time, make sure to keep an eye out in the group for when we are coming back over there, and would love to get together with you for sure. Cool. Well, let's get started. I'm going to try to have as fun and an interactive live as I possibly can here by myself with you all. So make sure to ask me any questions that you have, right? I don't have a ton of content. What I was planning for today is to hear more about what you all have going on. I have some amazing shout outs that I want to do with some of the members in our community, talk about what they've been doing, and add some insight to that, and also hear about what you are all doing and see where I can lend some of my expertise to help solve any problems, answer any questions, and just make things a little more clear for you. No way. I didn't know that, Cameron. I'll have to talk to you about that a little later once we get off the call. Michael Hampton's got some serious FOMO. He was gone for about 30 seconds and he's wondering if he missed anything. That's hilarious. Tom Jones, yeah, it's gonna be a really good mastermind. We Brian and Joe, they actually are putting the thing together, and they invited me when I was in San Diego to attend. So, looking forward to that. Anytime I can hang out with those guys and, rub shoulders with them, they've got a lot of amazing stuff going on. So it's really good to, just kind of network with like-minded people, but people that are also doing really well. It can be contagious, right? As we all know in the Offline Sharks community. So let's get into some of my shout outs here. I got some really good ones for you all. Let's see here. This is the first one. So Tom couldn't be here, and as you know, I mentioned it's his daughter's birthday today, and they're at the aquarium, which on Maui we have a pretty good aquarium. It's pretty decent. We got a lot of really big fish, and I guess he's there now. He just sent me this picture, and there's a scuba diver in the tank there that says with a sign that says "Happy Birthday to Sophie," which is Tom's daughter. So shout out to Sophie for her birthday. I don't know how old she is. I think she's probably 11 or 12. And yeah, super cool. I wonder if Tom took all of these kids with him. That would be a little crazy. Aloha, Don. Good to see you, man. Okay, so Ed said, did I feed him to the sharks? No, I did not feed him to the sharks. I would never do that. So here's my first shout out, okay? And it's to Shannon. A lot of you may have already seen some of the stuff that Shannon is doing. He's pretty vocal about what type of success and failures actually that he's been having. But he's had a lot of success, right? He's also had some struggles, which he shared about in the group earlier last week. But this post that he made the other day, I wanted to highlight because I thought it was huge. He said, just a quick update on my SiteSpeed client. I outsourced everything and was able to take her website from a D rating to an A rating. And she's really happy. She wants to do SEO and pay-per-click services for her website, and she wants to start as soon as possible. So he said he spoke with her on the phone, 10 minutes tops. That's crazy, right? Super minimal amount of time. And everything else has been through email, which, as we all know, like, we have a lot of people that say they use email, but how many people are having success with email? So that's a big point, right? Because, with what we teach with SiteSpeed Profits, this foot in the door method, specifically giving value up front to the business owner, you actually position yourself, allow yourself to posture up and put yourself in the position to, prospect without prospecting, really. And people respond really well to that type of outreach. And look at this. Shannon has $400 for the SiteSpeed optimization, right? I think that's even more than I've charged for my most pricey SiteSpeed optimization. So I have to give him that. He beat me on that one. And he outsourced all the work for $44. So that's crazy, right? Like $350, and he sent all the work to somebody else, and he kept $350, and he's thrilled. So you can see some of the stats below this video, or below his post here. I get used to making lives and videos referencing like I'm on YouTube now. But anyway, when he started the SiteSpeed optimization, his client had a 69%, and you can see the score below. She had a 95%, and now she wants SEO and pay-per-click. You can see the rest of her post here. She says, "You are amazing. Thank you. How much do you charge for SEO and marketing?" So, golf clap. And yeah, who here on this call has tried or had success or has looked into using SiteSpeed Profits as a foot in the door method? I'm not sure I think my screen's too small in this setting, so I'm going to jump back over to this one. Nathan says that he bought Remote Client System because of that post. Good job, Nathan. And actually, it's on a incredible Black Friday special, as a lot of you probably know. Stacy says that she just purchased it. So awesome, Stacy. And what I would encourage you to do is to, keep posting about what you're doing in the group, right? Like, we like to hear about how your outreach is going, maybe how you're diversifying your emails a bit. And, if you're getting good opens or clicks, or people are responding, but you can't close the deals, like whatever's happening, you want to be able to share that with us so we can tell you what we think on how you can improve and how you can change, and perhaps, get over whatever barriers are causing you to not be successful. The reality is that whenever we get into a prospecting method, a lot of people sell things as like guaranteed, right? There are some things that are guaranteed, but not everything is guaranteed. And with prospecting, especially with email, it always comes down to testing, seeing what's working, and making changes and trying again, right? Like, if everybody would be successful right out of the gate and make tons of money, then everybody would be doing this, right? The truth behind that is that if you're an offline shark, you have a unfair advantage because you have a system or many systems that people like myself have created based off of what we've implemented in real life, right? So you're not just picking up empty-handed and starting to go through this journey yourself. You actually have a pre-vetted path, so to speak. So I love this. This is amazing. Liberty says, I use it all the time, closing deals with $275 profit per client. Liberty, you are awesome. That's great. I see. So right there, that's a classic example of somebody having success with something that we invented. And that really makes me like excited. Like, I couldn't be more passionate about that. Building a piece of software that somebody in our community can use to make money. I mean, for me, that's a home run. So Liberty, I'm really happy to hear that. And I hope that maybe we can get together on a call sometime soon, Liberty, and talk about what you're doing a little bit more. I'd be interested to hear what your method is to stay motivated. Obviously, you're pretty motivated because you're having success, but I mean, now that you have some level of success, how do you keep it going and stay disciplined? And that's kind of something that I'm kind of trying to tap into from our members and bring back and hear the different ways that people are staying disciplined. So beautiful. And it's actually kind of funny that Shannon's post was pretty timely in a sense, because hopefully my screen will load here. So I'll jump back to that in a second. But basically what I wanted to share is that earlier this week, for myself, I've been shooting a lot of YouTube videos. I don't know if anybody has been paying particularly any attention to it, but I've been doing it just to try to get better at creating content, get better at creating video content, but also to share some things in a different perspective to the members of our community. And I had a video, and I'll just jump to it real quick. I had a video last week that kind of went viral in a sense, and it was all about site speed, which is pretty cool. So you can see that this video here got 83,000 views. And for those of you that know my channel at all, like, this channel is pretty new. And so we got 994 comments. If you haven't seen this video, go check it out, because we talk a little bit more about site speed. And I show you kind of the manual process on how you can make money, $300 per day. Liberty's making $275, right there on the screen, using this method though. And in this video, I pretty much show you the manual way. And, I do mention the software, but it's not required. You can have success with this without using any of the software. So I just wanted to share that that's kind of a win for myself, that I was able to create this piece of content. People liked it, and it's done pretty well because I've created a lot of videos, and it's taken some time before any of them have even gotten any traction, right? Sometimes you do these things and you don't see the reason or the fruits of your labor right away, and it's easy to get unmotivated, right? It's easy to just say, you know what, this isn't working, I'm just going to stop. But that's what really makes a difference of people that have success with pretty much anything, right? The people that are willing to go through the obstacles, the people that are willing to put in the hard work to get past falling down, it really comes down to how many times you're willing to get back up. And I know that sounds kind of cliche, but it's really true. And that's a classic example right there of another time that I've gotten up, Shannon's gotten back up, pushed on, and had some success. So another shout out. Wait, let me check these comments here, see if you guys said anything. Tom Jones says he saw several of the videos on Thanksgiving Day. Awesome, Tom. Appreciate that. They're terrific. Jacqueline says, brilliant video. I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Jacqueline. And Jacqueline, it's been really cool to see your success. I actually have a very special shout out to you. And I'm glad you're on this call, because Jacqueline, who is here with us today, just finished her Zebra Shark. So level 5 Zebra Shark. Congratulations, Jacqueline. And, as a requirement to completing that level, we ask to make a commitment to the group of prospecting to 5 businesses, or whatever the amount that you want to commit to. You make that commitment within the private Facebook group, so the other members can help to keep you accountable, right? So you can see Jacqueline posted her badge, level 5 Zebra Shark. She's committed to contacting a minimum of 5 businesses per day, 25 per week from her prospecting list that we helped to create together in the level before. And she wants us to hold her accountable because she's trying to hit 6 figures this year. I mean, how powerful is that, right? How awesome is that we have a place where you can come in, network with other people online that are trying to work towards the same goals and passions as you, and we can hold each other accountable. And I think this is a really good example of somebody who is using the group to continue on and reach their goals. And this makes me really happy right here. Jacqueline says she's kept up ever since as well. So, to hear that you not only made your commitment to the group, but it's actually holding you accountable to continue to take action means that it's working, right? Which is huge, because so many times I think that, we've all had this happen where we get into a product or a course or a training, and, we're all good for the first day or the first hour or the first module, and then we lose interest, right? It sits on the shelf. We fall behind, and we're all guilty of it. I'm totally guilty of it. I bought something on Black Friday with the intent to already have dived into it, but I haven't done that yet. So, don't think that if you're that person, you're the only one. We all do it. But the thing is, you can find ways to be held accountable and to stay consistent. That's the most important thing, is really just staying consistent. So excellent job, Jacqueline. Really proud of you. And, it's been great to see you, just take advantage of everything that you're a part of now. And I saw this post from Leanne earlier today. This is another great one here of somebody that's working hard to leverage the group to their advantage, right? She just created a new logo. 36 recommendations, and this is only 5 hours ago. Like, what other group are you going to be able to post a logo and ask for feedback and get 36 responses within the first 5 hours? I mean, that's huge, right? Like, I know a lot of you you're like me. I know a lot of you are like me. Like, I'm not going to post in the group. I'm not going to share what's going on. I don't want to put myself out there to be judged or be vulnerable. But in reality, it's like my success has really been, it could have been a lot faster. To some people, it might seem like it happened fast. But to myself, I see where it could have been a lot faster. And the biggest issue that I had in my trajectory was not allowing myself to just put myself out there, right? To let people look at what I'm doing and, talk smack if they want to, or give me, congratulations if it's good or whatever. But like, that external judgment is really something that I think held me back for a long time. I know it holds a lot of people back as well. A good example of this would be like my YouTube channel, right? I started that maybe 2 months ago, and while it is growing really quick, I could have had that channel up 2 years ago and it'd be a lot bigger right now had I just been willing to just put myself out there, So I read some of the comments here for Jacqueline, or for Leanne's post. Not all of them are great, right? Like, not everybody's going to be happy with her logo. And the thing is like, that's good when you have people that are just telling you the truth, and that allows you to make decisions that are probably good for you. Like, if the majority of the people that say anything in response to this post are like, you should change it, you're probably going to change it, right? But if everybody says it looks great, you might keep it. And to know that this group is going to be brutally honest with you is you can't, money can't buy that. I mean, that is a built-in bonus of being part of this community. So, to anybody that's out there right now that has anything that they're working on, that they need help with, that they're having questions about, use the group. That's what it's there for. That's what it's there for. Mike says, rock on, Jacqueline. Michael says, we can vent to one another and get support without any judgment. Yeah, that's right, Michael. I mean, this group is a safe place. It really is. Jacqueline says that she hasn't had any success with SSL, though. Should I try another foot in the door method or keep on going? Jacqueline, I think like with anything else, you should give it some time. I don't know how long you've been using SSL as your foot in the door method. And I don't know if you have any existing clients, but the first place to check for your next client with the SSL is any of your past and former or existing clients. You want to go and check to see if all of them have an SSL certificate installed. And if anybody doesn't, they're going to pay you to fix that. So that'll always be a quick way to make some cash. Second, when you're using any type of method, like I was mentioning, you want to give it some time and give it a real effort. And maybe you have, I'm not sure. But if you haven't, continue to use it, continue to variate how you're prospecting, your subject lines to your emails, the body text to your emails. Maybe try giving someone a call, or maybe try, showing up to someplace in person. I've actually shot a video about SSL as a foot in the door service, which will be posted probably next week. But I shot that video today, and I still do believe that it's an awesome service. It works really well. I know it works really well. I've sold a lot of these things, and I've seen a lot of people in our community use it as well. So I wouldn't just put it down just to, because maybe you're not having success. I would continue to carry on, like I was talking about earlier, picking yourself up and continuing on. Tom Jones says, congratulations. Awesome. You know what? Let's see here. Let me check one more of my shout outs for you. Okay, so Michael Parada. This was an awesome comment that he made in the group earlier, and I thought it would be good to shed some light here because, well, let me read it to you. So he says, "What's up, Shark Family? Today I saw a friend's post on Facebook. I decided to reach out about my influencer site and tell him to add his business. So he added it right away, and he proceeded to tell him the other services that he offers. Needless to say, he has an appointment with him tonight about a website. He doesn't have a website. So like Tom and Nick say all the time, it's a great conversation starter and foot in the door. So, I mean, again, leading with value, right? Michael's using his influencer site system. He's giving away a free listing to his influencer site, and now he has an appointment with somebody to talk about their website. So excellent execution here, Michael. I always love to see this. And of course, there's lots of love in the comments below in the Facebook group. So Jacqueline says she has no existing clients. I've been doing it for 1 month now. So Jacqueline, yeah, I would, how are you outreaching? Are you using email? Are you calling on the phone? Are you going in person? And how have you changed what you're doing to, see if anything else would work? You need to variate. Michael says that we know that the site speed is important and not an exact science, but where do you think the cutoff should be for speed, and in what section of the 3 factors the tool reports on? So that's a good question, Michael. And if you're talking about the speed sniffer tool, because there are a lot of speed test tools out there, right? But the tool that we developed is really, it's all about creating a piece of marketing, right? We create our own report that you can use to let the business owner know that their website is slow, right? So that report is really, it's a piece of marketing. It's not a diagnostic report that you're going to go through and make sure you check off every box and you fix it. And you are going to have the site optimized, and you are going to send them a report later with the updated optimizations. But I get a lot of comments and feedback from people who think that, that report is really the checks and balances for what needs to be done, when in actuality, the report is meant to look kind of scary for the person that receives it so we can get a response, right? We're trying to get some psychology there to get an emotional reaction to the report. So while that means that the report is working, because whenever, the consultant that's using it sees the report, they're like, holy shit, this looks bad. I need to fix this. That means it's working, but it just needs to go to the right person. That being said, when you optimize, what I do is, I outsource, as you know. And when I outsource, I use the person that's in the members area. I have that recommendation there for you. And I mean, the way that they're set up with their pricing, I don't really worry too much about how far past that I can increase it, because it's always going to be a great jump in speed from where the business is at. I've paid that outsourcer over a dozen times to optimize websites for me. I've never had a bad job. I've never had a bad situation. It's always been great. His communication is killer. Anytime I've ever had a question for a particular site about anything, he's always come back and gave me a great explanation. And I've always been able to take that explanation and give it to my customer too. And, that's made me oftentimes look like I'm a lot smarter than I am. So I would recommend you do that too. So Jacqueline says that she's using the phone on Monday, nervous about it, but do it anyway. Great, Jacqueline. Yeah, and I know what you mean. I get nervous about all those types of outreach. But, you know, just do one and the next one will feel better and the next one will feel better. And before you do it, you know, you might want to write out a little script of what you're going to say, you know, or even just some bullet points. If it's a, you know, a notepad, like I always have a notepad next to me when I'm working, because, you know, before any call that I make, any prospecting call, any sales call, any follow up with any lead, I always write down 3 or 4 things that I think are important to me about that call. That way I'm able to stay on track, stay on point, and, you know, talk about the things that I think are going to be important. And so before each call you make, you know, do as much research on this prospect as you can. So not only find out if they have an SSL certificate, if they don't have one installed, but what else do they need help with, right? What else do they need help with? Can you find them on social media? Can you interact with them on social media before the phone call? Can you somehow get their attention in another way by, you know, just putting your name out there? Can you respond to one of their posts? So that way, when you call them, they know who you are. You're a familiar face, you know. And when I do that research, I always take those notes down and I write down my price points so I can stick to my guns. If I know I want to charge 300 and I write it down, then somebody's not going to really talk me down to 200 because I've already, you know, kind of signed the deal in my head by writing it down at 300. It really helps. I mean, there's lots of tricks that you're going to find that are good for you, that make things easier for you. And, you know, you learn those things as you try, you know, you continue to try. So what you're doing is the right thing. And, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing you stay on this path because, you know, I know that success will come out of it. So let's do a giveaway real quick. And this is actually going to be kind of a fun question. Who wants to do a giveaway? Put a 1 in the comments below if you guys want to win a Amazon gift card. I actually had a really good question that I wanted to ask everybody because I get something out of it. Okay, so all right, here's the question. I'm looking for a good Black Friday deal, and I want to know of any good deal that anybody on this call has gotten. And the best deal that I see, probably the one that I want to buy myself, will win an Amazon gift card. So let's be clear, though. You don't have to. Let's be clear. You don't have to have made the purchase. Maybe you have been eyeballing something and you're thinking about buying it, but where is the best deal? You know, show me or tell me. Is it at Costco, or is it? Did you find out about it on Wired? And while you guys do that, I'm going to make sure to share the stream because I forgot to do that at the beginning of the call. And I know, I know some of you bought some stuff. So don't hold out on me. I want to know what you got. Don says you got a microphone on Amazon. Don, what kind of microphone did you get? What kind of content are you creating? Mark Miller, 4K Fire Stick for $24. So Mark, what is that? The Fire Stick? Is that that's basically like cable TV, right? 50-inch TV at Walmart. Damn, Bones, that's a big TV. Wow, streaming devices. We have a lot of people that are watching TV still. So TV is awesome, right? I like watching TV, but I really don't allow myself to watch TV shows. And the reason is because I disappear. I disappear, and I mean, the worst thing for me is finding a new TV show online that has nine series or 9 seasons, because I'll watch all 9 of them. And so, having that self-awareness that I do that, it's easier for me to not engage. You know what I mean? And I feel like that time that I spend doing that, I can spend doing other things like building my business and learning things, consuming information, consuming content. Okay, Ed, but you did sell me there. 65-inch TV from Costco, $479. That being said, I do need a new TV at my house for watching content, not not TV. I'm gonna give you the gift card, Ed. So I know Cameron's on the call. So Cameron, can you please reach out to Ed and shoot him an Amazon gift card? I appreciate you all sharing some of your purchases with me from Black Friday. So another thing that I do, right? Because I get to work from home, so I like to listen to podcasts. Right, there are a lot of good podcasts out there. I like to listen to the Russell Brunson Marketing Secrets podcast. There is another good podcast by a woman named Jenna Kutcher that is really good. It's called the Goal Digger podcast. That's really good. Of course, the Joe Rogan podcast is great. I like to hear about all the weird, alien type conspiracy podcasts that he puts out. He's got some great people that go on there. But anyway, tons of great podcasts. There's also tons of great videos on YouTube. And while I make breakfast, I'll listen to a podcast, right? You have that synchronous content that you can hear. And, it's awesome. Like, I like to constantly be learning, constantly consuming, constantly being able to hear things from people that are just crushing it and put it into my business. So with podcasts, with YouTube channels, I had this idea to maybe put a TV up in my kitchen. Got this big space for it. Not this kitchen because this is an Airbnb, but that way I can maybe watch some more content while I do some other things in my living room. Anyway, that was sort of a rant. Okay, so let's take some questions. I have a few that I found in the group earlier today, so I'm going to go ahead and answer those. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions you guys want me to answer, anything at all. I'd be happy to answer them for you. That's right, Mike. We all need newer and bigger and better TVs anytime. It's crazy because TVs, it's like they come out with new TVs every 3 months. So every time you get a new one, there's always going to be a better one like 2 months later. Michael says that SSL is going to be a real problem soon for people who do not have it. Thank you, Google. So it already kind of is, Michael. When we created the software and the training strategy around SSL, it was because Google had just issued a new warning for anybody that, has a website that doesn't have an SSL certificate. They now issue a warning at the top of the Chrome browser that says this site is not secure. So imagine that, right? Imagine if you are a business and you are selling something on your website, and when somebody goes to put in their credit card, it says site not secure at the top of the page. What would you think is going to happen to the lead or the traffic or the buyer to this website if they were going through that type of process? Yeah, they're going to get scared. They're going to lose the sale. So by just having an SSL certificate installed on your website, you are going to not have a badge of shame or a warning on your website to all of your prospects. So that's why business owners are going to pay you for that little service. And that's why it's going to be easy for them to get or you to get a foot in the door with that service. But I don't doubt that Google is going to continue to, make it more difficult for people that aren't using SSL. So Mike says he's been trying to get in the email cache blueprint. Cameron, will you please reach out to Mike? Mike, I think that offer has been closed, but I'll have Cameron double check for you. Let's see. Okay, so the first comment I have here, or first question, is from John Bergman, and I think John is on the call. John, if you're on the call, let me know. But basically, John says that he can't afford to outsource SEO right now, and he wants to get his influencer website ranked. And so the first thing I want to say to that is, when I started, I didn't have any money. I couldn't outsource my SEO. So I've been exactly where you are, John. And, I don't know if you know this, but if you have an influencer website, that means you have access to SEO training. So with part of the AGM program, you have some SEO training in your members area. So that is something you want to check out. But the reason I picked this comment to share with everybody on this call is because you brought up a really good point, which is that if you don't have any money and you need information, the first thing you need to do, the first person that you need to ask is Google. Like, how do I do SEO? That's how I figured out how to do SEO, asking Google and getting in the habit of asking Google for whatever it is you need. Even if it's, changing a headlight on your car, I don't care. It will be the biggest skill that you'll ever get in the habit of doing. And when it comes to SEO, especially, the information, the content out there it's huge. It's all out there. And, it really is going to come down to you to, look for that content, put it in play for yourself, test and try some things. And if you can't afford to outsource your SEO, that's probably a good thing, because first you have to learn how to do SEO, and then you can outsource it after you learn how to do it. And I'm going to be real with you and say that to outsource SEO really well without knowing how to do SEO yourself can be difficult. So in a sense, you're almost taking the right path with this. Hey, Zach. Zach says he's really stoked about this client who accepted $200 a month updating fee. This is my first recurring client. So, Zach, I actually had I'm glad you reminded me. Let me pull that back up real quick. So, Zach, I have a shout out for you right here. Zach made this post a couple of days ago, and he's been building an app. And I know, we've been talking a lot about Zach's progress over the last weekends on this live. And I thought it would be good to give Zach a shout out here because, a few weeks ago, he had a lead, he lost a lead. But again, he's using the group, right? He's keeping us up to date with what's going on. And to see somebody, have success, hit some speed bumps, have success, hit some speed bumps, And now look at this again, perseverance. He's building the app for $800 a month, $100 a month maintenance. Plus, he was able to set that client up with a $500 build of a website and a logo and another $100 a month. So, Zach just mentioned in the comments of this stream that he's getting $200 a month updating. It's his first recurring client. And that is a huge win, Zach. I mean, my first recurring client, like once I hit that milestone, because it is a milestone, I think that's when I really got the bug, because before that I was selling one-off services. I was selling logos and websites and things like that. And I had to find a new client every time I needed to get paid, which was really difficult. So finding clients that you can sell multiple services to is a total game changer. And I'm really, really excited for you to start to be able to, bring that into the fold. So congratulations, Zach. Keep up the good work. And lots of people, I don't know if you know this, Zach, but lots of people really follow what you share in the group. So awesome stuff. Okay, let's see here. Let me jump back to this. Pull up my banners. So Vicky had a question asking about what everybody's favorite hosting provider is. She just had issues with hers, someone hacking her server. And it's a good question. It's a debatable question. A lot of people will have different answers for you. My answer is always the same for this, and it's dependent upon how big of a website you are going to be hosting, or how big your client's website is, or whatever you're trying to host. And 9 out of 10 times when you're doing what we do, which is work with local businesses, they're going to have smaller websites. They're going to have those basic 5-page websites with the same 5 pages, the home page, the about page, the blog, contact, and maybe a service page or a few services. And with those types of websites, I personally always host them with GoDaddy because I don't really have to do the hosting. I have the client set up an account and then give me the access, and then I go ahead and get my team to put the website there, or I build the website there, right? The reason is because if something happens to the website, they can just call GoDaddy. They don't call me because I don't want to be responsible for that. Like it sucks. I've done that. I've done the actually, when I first got started, I sold like boutique hosting to business owners, and I think I had around $2,000 in hosting, and I was running Linux servers, learning how to run a Linux server rather, for multiple people, and things were going wrong, and it was stressful, and the email would go down, and it was on me, and I don't want to, or I would never wish that upon anybody. The thing with a smaller website like that is GoDaddy has amazing 24-hour support. In fact, I had a client recently that, their website went down, but I had them on GoDaddy. And when it went down, I was here in Denver. It was, I don't know, later on in the day. But I worked with GoDaddy to bring it back up really quickly. And I tried to fix it myself at first. I made it worse. And I pretty much almost always immediately go to GoDaddy and say, hey, this is broken. You guys fix it. And they do it. But this time I want to do it myself, right? And I made it worse. I updated them to the wrong version of WordPress. So yeah, if you need more, right? You have a customer that goes from having a small website to having crazy viral traffic, then you can upgrade them to a more managed hosting provider like DigitalOcean. That's my recommendation, DigitalOcean. I love that hosting company. Hey, Michael, I see your comment about the SSL rather than without. I actually am going to write that on my list right now. And I'm going to double check some things. I know that 2 days ago we got a email from Google saying that they changed some of their software. So I'm going to double check on this and see what's going on if we need to do some updates to the software. I appreciate you letting me know. It's always good to get your feedback so we can continue to improve things. Mike says, what's the best theme for making customer websites? Nothing special for general customers. Mike, we have a incredible theme exactly for this. It's called the Website Profit Monster theme. And, that actually brings us to a great point in our live. I'll talk about our Offline Sharks Black Friday special real quick because it's still going to be going on until Monday, Cyber Monday, I believe, the end of Monday. If I'm wrong, I'm sure Cameron will hit me over the head. But here, let's check this out. So I'm going to open up the page for you. Hold on. So we have a Black Friday special going on. Basically, you can get more than half off of all of our courses right now, just for, 2 more days. But to bring back what you were talking about, Mike, what is the best theme for making customer websites? So I would make that recommendation to this product right here. It's called Website Profit Monster. It comes with the theme. It comes with developer rights to the theme, so you can build as many websites, installations of this as you want. But it also comes with step-by-step training on how to set up the theme. And this is a framework that I built myself on Bootstrap. All of the setup is all built in. You don't need any plugins to be successful with this thing. So if you're looking for a good theme that will for sure make its own money back in your first sale, you're going to want to pick that one up, especially, it's only $67 right now, normally $197. So I'm not going to sell it too hard, but everybody that is on this and hasn't seen this call or this page, this is our Black Friday sale. And you can go to offlinesharks.com/Black Friday, and you can check out all the stuff that we have for a limited time. All of our software, all of our training, everything. And it's going to be available for a couple more days. We've never done one of these before, but we wanted to give everybody in the community a chance to access everything at the special launch pricing. So check that out if you haven't. And I know we'll get a link below this stream in the comments below. So let's see here. Let me take a couple more questions. We got about 5 minutes left. I've got 2 computers on my desk, one right here and one right here and one right there. And one of them is going back to Apple. So I need to go to Apple and send this laptop out in a little bit here. I have a appointment with a genius. Okay, Tom Jones. I said I would get to this question, and I'm gonna. 1 second here. Let me pull up this page. So, Tom, this is the Shark Alliance Elite and Light program. Now, the Elite allows you to have one free course of your choice of ours each month. So that's the golden ticket. That's what it's called. You get a golden ticket when you join the Elite, and each month you can submit to pick a different course of ours at free, included with your membership. So is AGM included with it? No, it's not. So you can't get AGM through the golden ticket. But right now you can get AGM half off. So if you want to pick up Agency Growth Machine, just come to the Black Friday page. It's half off. The reason that it's not included is because it's our other flagship course, right? We only have these two. Everything else is included. You can have access to that with each month. You can have a different product. Fran Kennedy asked about what is Autopilot Agency. So Autopilot Agency is a training and software that we put together 6 months ago with Brian Anderson. Brian's got a multiple 7-figure local marketing agency. If you haven't heard of him, you probably heard of him. Everybody's heard of him. He's famous. But his agency is totally crushing it with messenger marketing, and that's exactly what Autopilot Agency is all about. Backstage pass into Brian Anderson's multiple 7-figure agency and how he's having success with messenger marketing. There's the link, offlinesharks.com/Black Friday. Oh, Tom said that he already has AGM. Okay. I hope I didn't misunderstand your question, Tom. I figured that you did, Tom. I thought I've seen you on the calls, so I was kind of confused. Tom says sorry. No, don't worry about it. Don't mention it. Stacy, so I used GoDaddy's shared hosting. I don't use their managed WordPress hosting because it only allows you to work within their box. And sometimes you can't install things that you would like to, like plugins or themes. And I find that is a total pain in the butt. And the shared hosting is just as good, if not way better. Michael asked about knowing a good PLR site for content for blog and Facebook posts. So, Michael, I would go on Upwork and start a relationship today with somebody that is good at writing content. And that way you can have that person write content specifically for you and whatever business you're trying to write content for. And it'll be not PLR, it'll be good for you. And you can get this done at a extremely affordable rate. I would go to Upwork. And if you want more information on that, check your Shark Alliance members area in the scaling your business section. I have a step-by-step training on how to find that outsourcer that will write all these articles for you. My team member who has been with me for years now that writes all the content for my SEO clients. I've also transitioned into a project manager in my business. Best hire I've ever made. I hope you have a score like that. And Cameron says the PLR store. So Jacqueline, you mentioned Shark Leads having an F with the social media score and businesses are social media. You know, I do remember, I remember an issue coming up about this. I'm going to have to bring it back up. I'm glad you brought it to the surface again. I'm going to make a note of it. And I'm going to add it to our project management board as soon as I get off this call. So I don't have an answer for you right now, but I know that you did submit a website that you were searching for and you had these results that weren't consistent. So I'll look into that for you again. Tom says, Nick, can you do a program on adding material to our websites and how you approach the material? So are you talking about like adding material to your website for like SEO purposes, Tom? Social media marketing talk show podcast. Is that an actual podcast? Oh, okay, Tom. Yeah, I mean, we can do that. I think that could be a good Shark Alliance training. You know, we could do a deep dive into adding blog content for SEO related purposes for sure. I've got it down pretty good, I would say. I mean, let's do a quick search. So my agency right? I go to my website, nickponte.com, and at the bottom of the page, I have my blog. And so digital marketing in Hawaii, right? This was published November 20th, about, I don't know, 10 days ago. This is something that the copywriter I was telling you that I hired a couple years ago, she wrote this. If I were to search for, so the keyword for this is digital marketing in Hawaii, right? So if I were to go to Google and search digital marketing in Hawaii, I'm not on the first page, which kind of upsets me. But it's only 10 days old, right? Is that article even indexed yet? I'm not sure. So usually I can have articles indexed within the first four days or so. And it doesn't look like this one's indexed. Oh, there it is. Okay, it is indexed. So a little more competitive of a search term. But, you know, I would say like 75% of the topics that we post on get ranked really high really quick. You know, if you like, so for example, let's say ClickFunnels Hawaii. So look, we're ranked number 1 and 2. I think we created this post just last month. So, you know, some terms are a little more difficult than others. But yeah, the process that I have is really good. Kona social media marketing. Let's try that one. So number 4 for Kona social media marketing. And that was, you know, a couple weeks ago. And that's a city, you know, in Hawaii, they have a pretty good sized population there. So thanks for that topic, Tom Jones. I will add it also to my list. Okay, everybody. That pretty much wraps up the live that we have today. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me and bearing with me while I did this myself. I didn't have Tom to bounce ideas off of. I hope that you know, I was able to provide some value. If I did, please let me know in the comments below. You know, it's always nice to hear that. It keeps me motivated to, you know, show up to these things and try to bring my best content, my A game, and, you know, put some thought into it before I go live. Yeah, Cameron, that's just one blog post. But yeah, and you know, if you guys have any other questions, anything that you need from me, please let me know in the Facebook group. Like I said, you know, throughout this live a few times, that, you know, that is a great place to get information. I mean, you just have so much access to so much success there, and everybody should be in there posting, you know, what they're doing, what they're not doing, and what they could be doing better. Stacy says mahalo nui loa, and that is a Hawaiian. I appreciate you, Stacy. So, all right, everybody. Until next time, I actually might not be here next week, Saturday. I think Tom's going to have to do that one himself because I am going to be in Denver. And the other Ted says, are there replays? Ted, this is live, so you can see it in the group at all times. All right, everybody. Take care. Aloha.